It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Trib Total Media presents another hockey night on the PIHL Network, featuring scholastic hockey in Western Pennsylvania. Hockey Night is brought to you by Trib Total Media and produced by Rubino Productions.
It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
And welcome in live to the Iceworks at Aston, PA, site of the Pennsylvania Cup Championships. And first off, we've got a doozy that's about to come up in the Single A Pennsylvania Cup Championship, as it'll be the Quaker Valley Quakers from the PIHL taking on from the Chesmont Division, WC East, Westchester East, that is, the Vikings. And they come into this game with a record of 19-2-0. Quaker Valley, as we know, coming in undefeated. Chris Baginski alongside Matt Popchalk. There's quite a few things to look into here in this game, Matt, but let's ask the question first. We've seen Quaker Valley all year long. What weaknesses do they have, if any?
Well, they don't really have a whole heck of a lot, which makes them probably more of a favorite than any of the Western participants today to win a Pennsylvania Cup championship. Ryan Dixon has had the hot hand for them offensively with 6 goals through the Penguins Cup playoffs. Quaker Valley coming into this contest an unbeaten streak of 46 consecutive games, trying to make it 47 as the Quakers in their visiting black uniforms take the ice right now. And they've excelled in pretty much every phase of the game. Offense, defense, special teams, goaltending. The thing that Westchester East has going for them is they played a very, very competitive schedule, more so than usual this year out of the ICSHL's Chesmont Division. So this is when all those tests and all those tough games that you play to get ready for a game like this come in handy.
You mentioned Quaker Valley is undefeated, but a 17-2-0 record within the conference, 19-2-0 record overall for these Vikings. Well, nothing to sneeze at either, certainly. And they've got quite a few players that are capable of lighting the lamp. Jesse Abarca has 10 points throughout the Flyers Cup playoffs, 4 goals, 6 assists. Also, Chris Rodier, 3 goals, 5 assists for him. Quite a bit of production up and down this WC's team as Quaker Valley, the visitors, and they certainly are the visitors all the way out east here. Very vocal supporters. We happen to be in the section of the facility here that has the quote-unquote home fans, and they will in fact be the home team here. But Quaker Valley, they've traveled quite well. Over to our left, they've got the bells. They definitely got the voices, and they're out in force already here today.
Absolutely, and Abarca, you mentioned him. He had a brilliant postseason in the Flyers Cup tournament, winning the tournament MVP honor, the Bobby Clark Award, as they call it out here in the East, made the all-tournament team. And they have something to prove here today. The Quaker Valley Quakers have something to prove. They lost to Westchester East the last time they came east for a championship round. It was a 3-2 victory for Westchester East in the 2008 Pennsylvania Cup final. Westchester East, just to get here, had to beat their arch rival, Westchester Henderson, which won a state championship in 2007, the year before that, beating Freeport, the team that upset Quaker Valley in the Penguins Cup in 07. Quaker Valley had to beat their rival to get here, the Mars Planets, in what was a tight game and ended up being a comfortable Quaker Valley win, 5-1 at Consol Energy Center. And again, if you're Quaker Valley, it's about channeling the energy. You know, the pressure's going to be there to put on a show for the fans, and I'm sure in a different respect as the Vikings take the ice, they're feeling some of that same pressure. It's going to be all about who can channel the energy and minimize the butterflies.
And I think at this early juncture of the broadcast, we can pretty much give up on trying to hear each other right now. It is really quite loud. Great atmosphere here at the Iceworks in Aston, PA. And you can just hear it as these Vikings take the ice right now. Quaker Valley on for a few minutes prior to the Vikings coming out. But they're on the ice now, and you can certainly hear it. And I'll just let you hear it. So we're just moments away from introductions, Matt.
Yes, we are. Kevin Quinn, the founder of the Quaker Valley program, established it in 1996. Brother of former Pittsburgh Penguin forward Dan Quinn, talking to some of the officials over on the Quaker Valley bench. He saw them win their first championship of any kind in 2006, upsetting Sarah Catholic in the Penguins Cup final. Quaker Valley won states that year. Part of that state championship team, Furman South, one of his assistant coaches. Furman and brother Colin both having great careers at RMU after playing for the Quakers.
The customary team photo being taken at the blue line to our right. Quaker Valley on the left-hand side of the rink going through their warm-ups right now. As quite a bit riding on this game, obviously. It is the Pennsylvania Cup Championship, but one thing that will definitely put both of these teams in higher spirits, Matt, as you mentioned, is that to get here, they had to beat their respective rival teams within their divisions. We had live coverage of Quaker Valley defeating Mars at Consol Energy Center earlier this week, this past Wednesday. And Westchester East, known simply as WC East to most people around here, or to some just plain East High School, taking some cracks at the empty net to our right.
The goaltending matchup should certainly be an interesting one. Parker Sherry for Quaker Valley, who has a shutout in the Penguins Cup playoffs to his credit in his first playoff game, actually, a 6-0 win over Deer Lakes at the Airport Ice Arena. And for the Westchester East Vikings, a couple of very talented goaltenders, but it'll be Tyler Percival, who has 4 playoff wins and 1 shutout to his credit, only 9 goals allowed the entire postseason. He's going to get the nod for the Vikings today, a junior, 5'11", 150 pounds. They got to say, Sherry, who's about 6 foot, really fills up that net nicely, and he's had a share playing time with a couple of other quality players in his position, including Jonathan PR, his backup, but he's really been a great leader this year. He's embraced his role, and he's fine with sharing that spotlight, and he's shared it well.
And we've seen him make some saves on some shots that could be quite heart-stopping for some of the Quaker fans. One of them in particular in the semifinals, very notable save, had to reach behind him. The puck just inches away from crossing the goal line for a goal, and somehow it's just sort of his game. He's one of those goaltenders that makes saves that afterwards you just don't know how he made them.
Oh, this is a game that a lot of people speculated could come down to goaltending. Really, though, I think it's going to come down to whether or not East can handle the firepower of Quaker Valley, because once they do get going beyond Ryan Dixon, they have a lot of talented goal scorers. Clayton Bouchard has had a very good playoff. Adam Pilowitz, who was my unofficial vote for Class A MVP of the West for the Quaker Valley Quakers, a talented two-way player. He could certainly fill the back of the net as well. And once that attack really gets going and is able to put a puck or two in the net, it's very, very difficult to stop. This Quaker Valley team loves playing with the lead, big or small.
And you mentioned Tyler Percival. Won all 4 games. He was the in-net getting the win, I should say, getting the win recorded in all 4 contests leading up to this in the Flyers Cup. 9 goals against in those 4 contests, a .923 save percentage. Very capable goaltender, but as you mentioned, he will be tested because Quaker Valley, a team that has a lot of scoring up and down their team, not really a team that relies solely on one player. And that's the way it has to go if you're going to get to the state championship and have a winning streak that has reached 46 games up to this point, looking for number 47 here with a win here today. WC East will do everything in their power to stop that from happening, naturally, trying to end that streak, win the 2013 Pennsylvania Cup. Just about a minute away from the lineup announcements here. And just trying to factor in these two teams and what exactly it is that their mindset is right now. What do you think it is for Quaker Valley? Because whenever you have such a long streak, you haven't seen a defeat in so long, you're Do you think that the pressure starts to be put on at any point? Because if it is, then they've done a very good job of hiding it.
I think the pressure is on them, but I think for them the pressure to win is also intrinsic. And they made that very, very clear. They've been very level-headed after each and every playoff win and talking to them. And again, it's about channeling the pressure. And I think of Quaker Valley, you go back to that old cliche, play your game. If Quaker Valley plays its game, I'm not sure there's a heck of a lot East can do about it, to be honest.
What precisely can East do about it? What can Quaker Valley do to keep up this streak, to have yet another successful campaign, finished out with another Pennsylvania Cup championship? What will happen? The major question. We're going to have lineups, the national anthem, and then we'll be on our way to finding out.
What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes stand bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets broke the bombs burst in the air, through the night. That was still
And now we are just moments away from the opening face-off of the Single-A Pennsylvania Cup Championship. Chris Baginski alongside Matt Popchalk. It's Quaker Valley, it's Westchester East, and it's live. And I have to ask Matt Popchalk, you said that Quaker Valley has to stick to their game, and that's going to be the key for them in this game. If you're Westchester East, what do you do to take them out of their game?
Well, I pick up the hitting. That's what Mars tried to do in the Penguins Cup final. I'm not sure that you can out-tough a team like this one, but I try real hard to establish a physical tempo. I take shots on Parker Sherry, especially from long range, because he's given up a couple of goals from long range. And again, I try to establish a physical tempo early in the game.
You see the sights and you hear the sounds, and let me just tell you folks that it might sound energetic on your computer screen or your TV screen or your mobile device, but it's even more energetic here. Stepping in for this one, Clayton Bouchard for Quaker Valley, but Westchester East controlling the opening draw. In neutral ice, Higgins gloves it down and then goes down. Bouchard throwing the body, Lotus there as well. Good forecheck though by the Vikings here early, as Lotus trying to get it out of his own zone along the near side boards, and a hand pass called by the Vikings. That'll take the face-off right outside the zone just 17 seconds into this game.
What I tell you about physical tempo, Lotus with some early message sending in the neutral zone with that big hit on Higgins.
Abarca and Bouchard in the face-off dot right outside the Quaker Valley zone, and deflection of the puck there as it actually hits off a light fixture right here, and we'll drop it again. And a quick shout out to some Quaker Valley fans watching back in the western side of the state, holding a viewing party at the Fair Oaks Volunteer Fire Department, and we'd like to have a shout out of them. We invite you to tweet pictures of the party at PIHLnetwork.com. But right now, WC's entering the zone. Abarca in the right wing corner gets checked, and now here's Ryan Dixon back the other way through neutral ice. Gets it poked off of his stick, but Clinton Bouchard with speed takes a move around the man, fends off a check, and Abarca there to clean up the mess in his own end, sending this one all the way up ice past Quinn.
Really good chance there by Bouchard, but Dwyer stuck right with him.
Behind the Quaker Valley goal line now, Brown over there in front of the Quaker Valley bench sends it in behind the goal. Ryan Lotus behind his cage. Good play by Brown, great play by Brown, and trying to pull the trigger there and not being able to as Ward sticked away to the left point, put towards goal, not able to get through. And this one will get past Downing. And past Downing as well as Perkins. Ward with some backside pressure though. And Connor Quinn over on the far side trying what he can to keep it in the attacking zone. Not to be though, all the way back to the Quaker Valley zone and wheel. Perkins ahead to Pillowitz. Pilowitz with some pace. Good stick check there. And you can just see the intensity and high quality of both of these teams right off the bat. Here's Ward dragging. Right there on the goal line trying to set something up. But it's right there on the stick side of Sherry behind the goal. Coming out of his own zone now is Pilowitz who whiffs on it. In the neutral zone, Pilowitz goes down. Cleary with the check there. Picked up in the center circle by Abarca. Rodier along the left wing boards, back out for Lenore. Now Pilowitz around a man. We'll just backhand this one in past Cleary and go off for a change.
Quaker Valley trying really hard to get some odd man rushes going and to pick up the pace of this game, but Westchester East is stuck right with them. They have their legs early in this first period.
Moore tried to tee it up, but here's Rodier. Lotus back there behind his own goal. Fending off a check, Zach Higgins behind there as well for the Vikings. And out past Weston, trying to get it out to the left point are the Vikings. And another hand pass is called in the attacking zone by the Vikings, which will bring a face-off 3 minutes into this contest, still scoreless here in the Single-A Pennsylvania Cup Championship game.
In football vernacular, East is doing a great job putting hats on hats, chipping away at the puck and generating turnovers. Quaker Valley's defense has been in survival mode a couple of times here early in the game.
Over on the far side, Ward putting it behind the goal, picked up by Way defensively. Playing around the far side where Ward will meet it, sending it back in below the goal line. Now Henschke played off the boards. Brown doing what he can, trying to set up Ward there on the far half wall. Here's Ward. Up top for Stewart in the center point. Behind for Way now, who will pick it up defensively. Roberta back there as well for WC East. Good pressure there by Bouchard on Ward. Over to the right point. Dwyer putting that towards goal, and Sherry making the save through traffic.
And it was a good one. Sherry really kind of reeled back as he cradled that puck. Again, the thing that Westchester East seems to have going for them is their team speed. It's been a while since we've seen Quaker Valley oppose a team as fast as this one.
They're the two best teams in the state in the single-A classification, and I'd say that that's pretty evident through the opening minutes of this game. Sherry with another save right off the draw.
First four shots of the game belong to the Vikings.
The Quakers with a few rushes back the other way, but as Matt said, no shots on goal as of yet for the Quakers. Perkins stepping in, but the faceoff is one to Downing. Through traffic, Sherry once again making a save. Quinn in front looking for a deflection. Up now to Amstad, who will send this one in. Amstad putting it around the boards. Past Downing, Miller, checked by Perkins. And neutralized now. Pilowitz trying to get it past Downing. Those two jostling for that puck. Past Ryan Lotus into the Quaker Valley zone. Behind his goal. To the opposite side and Quinn. Perkins. Losing it. Downing right there in the center circle. Sends that one in where it's blockered away, and we will have a stoppage in play. Looked like offside was the call off of all of that.
Well, we've seen some big hits here in the first period. For the most part, officials not flinching too much, letting boys be boys.
Barca and Bouchard with the face-off and neutralized. Dixon sending it in. Cleary behind his goal. Westchester East leaving is Lenore from his own end. Touched up by Higgins. Lotus below his goal line. Over to the opposite side and Alex Quinn. Touched ahead there by Schaefer. Lotus with some speed, and Dixon just offside there, trying to occupy the same place at the same time, and it leads to an offside call.
Quaker Valley skating well on that shift, but just couldn't get out of its own way. Dixon needed to be a little more aware. Quakers offense a little bit out of sync, early on here.
12:05 to go in the first, still scoreless between Quaker Valley from the west and Westchester East from, wait for it, the east. As Wheel below his goal line behind the cage, Weston now in the corner. Over in the left wing corner, digging for it. It comes out to Dwyer, left point, putting that one towards goal and gloved out of the atmosphere by Parker Sherry.
Well, we know Quaker Valley generates momentum on offense from momentum generated on defense. So you got to figure as long as Sherry continues to see the puck well and make those big saves, eventually the Quakers are going to get some chances.
Colin Brown wins the draw to Stewart. Shot blocked by Pilowitz. Pilowitz following up on that puck all the way into the zone to our right. But some changes will be made there as it is controlled now by Quaker Valley in neutral ice. Quinn stepping around a man. Connor Quinn sending that one towards Perkins. Good stick there by Dwyer to cut out that play. Ahead now, here's Ward. Ward from the left circle. Good block in front by Wheel. It's way over on the far side for Quaker Valley looking for the puck. Here's Dwyer taking a shot. Good block. Once more, stepping in front of that one was Nathan Wheel. Good defensive shift by Wheel.
It certainly was, again. The Vikings forcing a turnover and generating an opportunity down low, but Quaker Valley, to its credit, doing a good job of gap control.
Icing was the call, so face off to the left of Parker Sherry back in the Quaker Valley zone. Bouchard in Abarca, won by Abarca. Angstad saving that one at the right point, but Bouchard cuts it out. Bouchard with speed up the right wing, takes a shot from a tight angle, and the save made initially, the first save made by Tyler Percival of the game.
As long as we're crediting Quaker Valley's defense, we should doubly give credit to the Westchester East forecheck because it's prevented Quaker Valley from getting a shot until this long. It's very uncommon to see Quaker Valley have that problem.
It's been a very aggressive game early on from Westchester East, really leaving it all out there on the ice. And why not? This is the last game of the season for either of these teams, regardless of the result. Out to neutral ice, and Abarca with a lot of speed, but it's going to be Sherry who will freeze that puck. Lotus was in on the play, and he was trying to get to that puck first, but Sherry opting to be on the safe side with 10:38 to go in the first. Still no score. Face off to the left of Sherry. One back by Higgins to Angstad on the right point. Abarca can't settle that one down. Jabbing at it is Rodier, and it's sticked away over to the left wing. Now Dixon gloves it out of the air, taking it up ice now. Ryan Dixon, 6 goals in the Penguins Cup playoffs through 3 games, and he's set down on his wallet. Alex Quinn looking for Dixon. Puck was deflected, no icing. Downing behind his goal. Westchester East with a long pass, as now here's Higgins up the right wing. Higgins around way. Higgins with a shot. Sherry with the save. A juggling save to boot.
Yeah, it was, and Higgins really having a solid first period for East. Sherry just able to get a handle on that one, cutting down the angle.
It'll be Mike Miller stepping in against Connor Quinn, and Westchester East has done well in the face-off circle. A lot of draws in the attacking zone, and they've been making the most of all of them, pretty much. Below the goal line, coming out to Pilowitz. Up ahead for Perkins. Across his blue line. Now here's Connor Quinn. The left wing. Cleary finishing his check behind for Perkins. And once again, the Vikings able to clean up their own zone in short order. Ahead for Pilowitz, but there's Lenore to pick it up. Quinn checking him from behind. Sticked away by Parker Sherry. There's Connor Quinn over on the far side, along with Henschke for the Quakers. Henschke will track back to pick this puck up. Skate it behind his goal and look up ice towards Pilowitz at center red. And and it didn't touch a Quaker Valley stick on the way there. That will be icing. 9:08 to go in the first.
Quaker Valley doing a really good job taking away the front of its own net. Westchester East doing a really good job taking away, quite frankly, everything else.
Shots 8-1 in favor of WC East. As getting waved out of the faceoff circle is Cam Peterkin. Stepping in will be Kurt Moore. One back to Stewart. Stewart just missing blocker side on Sherry. Ward over on the right wing side, sending it down low for Brown, but cut out by Alex Quinn. Quinn with some nifty skating in his own zone. Ahead now for Avery Montague. Looking for Kurt Moore. Moore with a check. Play will continue. Henschke behind the attacking zone goal. And once again, picking it back up and sending it out there will be Brown, and Brown sending it the length of the ice, and icing will be the call as a result. So face-off all the way back in the WCE zone. I think this is the first time they've iced the puck.
I think you're right, and I also think that if we are going to have a penalty at any point in this game, based on the way it's being called, it's going to have to be abject and obvious.
This officiating crew, of which we do have 2 referees and 2 linesmen, the full complement here for the Pennsylvania Cup Championship. They're going to take the phrase, let them play, and really apply it here. Downing with a shot, looked like it hit off his own man, Abarca. Picking it up right on the doorstop there, but it'll be Alex Quinn that the puck falls to. Abarca with a great poke check. Right in front, and Rodier unable to connect on that one, just barely. Now here's Otto Schaefer, and Schaefer sent down by Downing. Schaefer trying to stop that one, and here's Ryan Lotus pitching and taking the shot right in front. Bouchard was there, but Percival making the stop. Now up the other way, just ahead of Rodier as he will follow up on that pass behind the goal line, off the skate of Dixon. Lenore, left point. That one a little bit off the mark, might have been trying to connect with Rodier. Higgins goes down, Rodier right in front, and Sherry hit off his pad at first. He's going to slap the trapper down on it with 7:41 to go in the first period of play. No score.
No weak side help in the offensive zone for Quaker Valley, and that led to the scoring chance the other way.
Stepping into the face-off dot, it will be Colin Brown against Jimmy Perkins. One back to Lenore, takes the shot, blocked in front. Back the other way come the Quakers. Here's Jimmy Perkins taking a shot, and he scores! Jimmy Perkins! And after Quaker Valley was just withstanding boatloads of pressure, they open up scoring. Jimmy Perkins with the opening tally.
Quaker Valley was Muhammad Ali in this first period. Punch, 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 punch. It's okay, I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. And Perkins with a chicken wing that beats Percival to the short side. And now the Quakers really have Westchester East where they want them. This is where the Quakers go into a zone defensively and offensively and really tend to take control of games. It should be interesting to see how East responds, if they can respond.
Quaker Valley with just 2 shots on goal. One of them's a goal. That's a fantastic average. As losing an edge is Brown. Wheel trying to get it out along the near side board. 7:10 to go in the first, and Jimmy Perkins opening up scoring for the Quakers. It's 1-0. Pass Stewart at the blue line. Pilowicz skying this one into the attacking zone. Pass Quinn and ahead for Brown. That pass going all the way to Sherry, who will settle it down. Played ahead by Nathan Wheel. A bit too far ahead, icing the call. Face-off will come back to the zone to our left with 6:46 to go in the first.
Well, you really have to give East a lot of credit because they set a tempo for this game that I believe Quaker Valley had a tough time handling. The question is, against a skilled team like this one, can you keep playing at that pace for 51 minutes? It's very hard for any team to do regardless of skill level.
It'll certainly be a test of East's conditioning to see if they can. But if this pace of play continues, as that shot turned away from goal, then they certainly have a chance of knotting this up. Quite possibly a bar. And answering one back is Westchester East. A fantastic play from below the goal. And I believe it is Zach put that one home. 1-1. Anything you can do, I can do better, says East.
Really good answer by East. Higgins, who's had a great first period, a lot of quality chances. All alone again, the weak side has been problematic for Quaker Valley so far in this game. Higgins was relatively uncovered, and that was like shooting fish in a barrel for him.
Perkins for Quaker Valley, Higgins for Westchester East. 1-1 your score, 6:25 to go. Settle in, folks, for this one. Rodier over to Higgins. Higgins with a shot. That one just wide. Glove side on Sherry. Deflected in front. Once again trying to set something up from the back of the goal. And we'll have a stoppage in play as I believe the net came off its moorings in the proceedings, just off there on the left side. And Higgins nearly had a second.
Ryan Lotus has made a couple really solid plays right in front of Parker Sherry to prevent this game from being 2-1 or even 3-1 East.
Miller stepping in against Peterkin and winning the faceoff. East has been dominant in the faceoff circle in this first period, and they've had quite a bit of faceoffs to practice that prowess with. Weston over on the near side defensively for Quaker Valley. Peterkin getting his stick on Miller's shot and deflecting it out. 5:55 now remaining in the first. It's 1-1 between Westchester East and Quaker Valley, Pennsylvania's state championship here in the single A classification. So this time, Miller against Perkins, the goal scorer for Quaker Valley. One over to Bowe, but it'll be Perkins who takes it back in short order. Over to Pillowitz. Now there's a shot, and just getting a deflection to that and taking it out of play there was Tyler Percival, so a face-off to his left.
Drew Cox, the head coach of Westchester East, done a phenomenal job with this program, calling for a line change right now, getting his top unit out there to take the face-off, skill versus skill. Percival got fooled on the short side once. He's not going to get fooled again.
Brown and Quinn stepping in, one over to Perkins on the left wing side. Connor Quinn behind the goal along with Pillowitz. Westchester East quite good in their zone. And back the other way now. Looking for some target there was Roberta. It's over in the right wing corner now. Digging forward and coming up with it is Way. Way for the Quakers. Up the right wing, crossing center red. Way just ahead of Connor Quinn there. And Stewart breaking up the play. Brown behind everything, picking it up and sending it back in. Over to the far side, Ward. Ward and Way tangled. Getting a little bit of help there from Perkins. As in, for East is Roberta. And it'll fall to Way. Around the near boards and Perkins trying to punch it out. Stewart keeping it in. Over there to Brown. In the left wing corner, fending off a check. It's Lotus who takes the puck. Only as far as Stewart at center red, backtracking. He'll send that one ahead to Ward, who just puts it in. East will make a change. Now Lotus in his own zone. Over to Perkins. Perkins and Rodier meet. Stewart in his own zone. Dixon trying to poke it off of his stick, but it's over to Abarca. Playing it past Otto Schaefer and back out now for Alex Quinn. Pass takes a deflection towards Dixon. Into the right wing corner, Downing will play it. Downing around the near side boards. And it's Higgins, the goal scorer for East, over to Abarca. Abarca with pace and scores! Jesse Abarca! Quite a bit of speed from the right wing. Higgins sets him up. It's 2-1 East.
Abarca, there's your MVP. And we said Parker Sherry, if there's one gap in his game, it's mid-range to long-range shots. He didn't quite secure that far post, and Abarca just barely tucked it inside.
You could say that East has had all of the momentum in this first period. Quaker Valley was the team that scored first, but was able to strike right back with the goal courtesy of Higgins, and now thanks to Abarca, it's 2-1, but here's Bouchard. Dixon in the corner towards Bouchard. Rodier coming into the play now in the right wing corner of the Westchester East zone. Big battle for this puck, and Tabarka that comes up with it around Higgins. Over to Quinn now in neutral ice. 3:32 to play in the first. It's 2-1 East. Dixon picking this one up. Crossing center red now. Dixon dumping it into the left wing corner. Downing picking it up. Quinn meeting him down there, though. Now here's Jimmy Perkins out of the fray. Pilowitz hit his skate, couldn't quite settle it. Rodier worked over by Quinn. Goes down, play continues, and as Matt said, that's the way this game's probably going to go. These two teams are battling hammer and tongs in the right wing corner now. But it's Rodier that comes out with it for East. Checked off of his stick, though, by Perkins, sending it in deeper. Angstad in the left wing corner, sent around past the left point. Skating around a man, East will just dump it in. Rodier retreating to the bench for a change. He will eventually come off the ice as it's sent into the East zone. Lenore along the near side boards. Wheel able to keep it in temporarily until it's past Moore, and now Way picking it up in the Quaker Valley zone to our left. Perkins touched ahead past Lenore. Pilowitz chasing in for it. Lenore will beat him to it. Hitting a linesman intended for Perkins. Quaker Valley having to tag up. And indeed they do, as it's played out to neutral ice, and Bow had the follow through there, no icing. Way and Wheel behind the goal line now with 2:03 to go in the period. It's 2-1 East. Peterkin playing it in. Lenore playing it back out and getting checked. Higgins towards Brown. Over on the right wing side now. There is Cleary, and Cleary went into the turnbuckle at the bench. Nobody around him, he just didn't quite know it was there. As now it's along the near side, and Peterkin over to the opposite wing, and Lotus dumping it in. Lotus checking a man, that's Stewart on the way in. Waiting for it at the left point now as Brown has it in the right wing corner. Out now, it's Alex Quinn. Past Weston, Dwyer picking it up now for East. Dwyer, nice move around a man. Dwyer just going wide on glove side on Sherry there. And Schaefer playing that one towards the bench. And what are they going to say here? That was very close. It might have hit a man on the Quaker Valley bench, and it looked pretty close there to almost too many men.
It was very close. So right now, Quaker Valley has 5 on the ice, so they're not going to call anything or so, it appears. They're going to drop it to the left of Sherry. Quaker Valley's trying to play dump and chase a moment ago. You can't do that the way East is skating. You have to be patient. You have to find ways to move the puck and matriculate the puck up the ice.
Here's Dwyer taking a shot, and he scored! Carter Dwyer off the draw, going top shelf on Parker Sherry. And with just 1:02 to go in the first, 3-1 Westchester East.
Just a little flip shot over top Sherry, and lo and behold, the Quaker Valley Quakers are in uncharted territory, getting outshot by a very wide margin, 13-2, and getting outplayed as this first period winds down.
Carter Dwyer, very promising freshman defenseman, scoring there to make it 3-1. And I was actually talking to this with you before the game, Matt, but it makes you feel old whenever there's a player on this team who was born on your 8th birthday. But indeed, Dixon trying to set up Quinn and making the save once more, Tyler Percival.
That was a beaut. Best save of the game so far by either Tendy, bar none. Percival had to move laterally. And let's give Dixon credit for, in the off wing, being able to shoot that puck the way he did and very nearly beating Percival, but really nice save.
43.2 seconds to go. Shot total 13-3 in favor of East. Lotus taking a shot. Rodier making the block. Now Connor Quinn played around now for Clayton Bouchard. Looking in front. Connor Quinn taking a shot. Percival making a save.
Well, the one thing Quaker Valley can say, if there's a silver lining to look for as the first period winds down, is that this is the first established zone time early they've been able to generate the entire period if you take away the Perkins goal.
Bouchard stepping in against Brown, and Brown wins it back. Sent back out to neutral ice. Stopped there by Alex Quinn. But now Roberta. Back for Ward. Ward! Oh, not able to get that past Sherry. Just maybe one move too many. He had quite a few in that little rush there.
Sherry might have just saved the game for Quaker Valley. He outdid Percival.
Just 5 seconds to go in the first. This one sent up ice. And we will get an icing call with just 18/10 of a second remaining in the first. So we're going to see Sherry go to the bench here. Extra attacker will be on for Quaker Valley because there's no way the puck can travel all the way up ice in 1.8 seconds. The Quaker Valley will try and get a quick shot off of the face-off here. But first they have to win it, and that's something that East has been doing quite frequently.
And this is a good time for the period to end because you can just tell by Sherry's body language, he's on himself right now. He's very frustrated and kind of slammed the door to the Quaker Valley bench. Needs a break, needs a minute to just kind of get his head together.
We'll drop it again, this time with 1.3 seconds to go. Dixon stepping in against the captain, Cullen Brown, for the East Vikings. And we've still got some discussion here. They're going to put 1.8 back on the board, but little mistake there. They've accidentally put 1 minute plus an additional 80 seconds on. Technology, funny little thing. So we'll update the shot total, 14-4 in favor of WC East. They have the 3-1 advantage here in the closing 1.8 seconds of the first period of play here in the Single A Pennsylvania Cup Championship between the Flyers Cup champion, WC East, and the Penguins Cup champion, Quaker Valley. We drop the puck. Way take the shot well after the buzzer. That goes wide. Dixon and Brown will be tangled, and that will end the first period of play. With Matt Popchak, I'm Chris Baginski. It's 3-1 WC East over Quaker Valley after one period of play here at the Single A Penguins Cup. Once again, I said it, Single A Pennsylvania Cup Championship. Trib Total Media Hockey Night Live, presented by Ravino Productions.
At Trib Total Media, we're relentless in seeking and reporting the truth. We ask the tough questions and never give up until we uncover the complete story, and then report it to you, accurately. Sure, we lean to the right with our editorial opinions, but when it comes to hard news, we're right down the middle. The Trib. Conservative views, objective news. Get it right. Now.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Trib Total Media. Get it right now. Call 1-800-909-TRIB to subscribe or visit us online at triblive.com. You're watching Hockey Night, presented by Trib Total Media on the PIHL Network, produced by Ravino Productions.
Back here for the second period of play between Quaker Valley and WC East. It's 3-1 in favor of East. Chris Baginski alongside Matt Popchak. And Matt, to say that this is the stiffest competition that Quaker Valley's faced all year would be an understatement.
Absolutely, and it just goes to show you in championship games, it's not just about raw talent, it's about matchups. And East has proven that they can match up very well with Quaker Valley. But I go back to my million-dollar question. They've set a great tempo to this game. Do they have the legs to keep it up? How fresh are those legs on the East bench? Because if they're not fresh, Quaker Valley's not out of this game.
So many questions still to be answered. We'll switch ends as Tyler Percival taking the goal in the zone to our left, and Parker Sherry, who was a little bit miffed after that period, taking the goal to our right, allowing 3 goals on 14 shots. Sherry sometimes doesn't give up that many in 2 games.
Perkins with his 4th, Higgins and DeBarco with their 5th each, and Dwyer with his 3rd unofficially.
So we start off in the zone to our left, East zone. Perkins coming up high to try and keep the puck in. but it's out to Abarca. Abarca, good checking there by Alex Quinn, and Ryan Lotus with a big hit. Play once more will continue. Out to Jimmy Perkins now. Perkins from the right wing. That one wide. Stick side on Percival. Adam Pilowitz now along the near wing. Perkins behind the goal, jostling for the puck. Abarca back there as well for East. Moore digging for it for the Quakers, but it'll be skated out now by Cleary to neutralize. Sent ahead by Rodier, but Lotus behind his goal line, played around the corner to Quinn in the near side. Abarca coming in, Higgins there as well. It'll come out to the neutral zone. Dwyer gloves it down. Moore throws the body. Dwyer goes down. Now Moore over to Pilowitz, not able to keep that one in. Rodier now has Brown to his right, but Rodier taking it to the left wing corner. Lotus tight on him. Good play by Ryan Lotus. Over to Peterkin now, but Stewart holding that one in. Shot made, save made, rebound in front, and looks like Sherry had to make two saves there. It's the second one coming through traffic in close. Icing the call as this one sent the length of the ice by Quaker Valley.
So East basically picking up where it left off. Sherry under siege in his own zone, but getting good help down low.
Face-off will be once more to the right of Parker Sherry. Clayton Bouchard will take the draw here. And this is a battle we've seen quite a bit here between Clayton Bouchard and Colin Brown in the face-off circle. And Brown proving to be quite apt in the dot. And that's the same here as he went it to Roberta. Left point. From the left point. Shot made. Sherry once again making the save. As we've seen quite a few shots from up high. Downing responsible for that last one. Face-off won by Quaker Valley. Henschke can't clear, though, as Brown sends it back in behind the goal. Angstad pinching in at the right point to keep it in. Roberta, well, valiant effort, but it comes back out. But Roberta comes right back in. And close call, but a good call there. Offside was the call. Ward couldn't track back in time to tag up. And despite the protest, that was a good call.
Somebody said a four-letter word or some other word that we can't say on the air here to the man in the orange armband. And so Quaker Valley gets a huge opportunity to get right back in this game with one of the best power plays in the Commonwealth.
Misconduct will be the call there, apparently for protesting the previous call. And who'd have thunk it? From all the hitting we've seen in this game, the first penalty comes from somebody saying something. Quaker Valley with a huge opportunity here, but they'll have to tag up. Or rather, that was actually icing, I should say. So icing right off the bat on the power play. Certainly not a good start for this.
You can tell that right now there's some coal turning into diamonds on the Quaker Valley bench. Let's just put it that way. They're not getting into their game offensively right now, and that was an example of that.
Face-off won by Bouchard. Dixon, as it comes back now to Ryan Lotus. Over to Dixon now on the left wing, entering the zone to our left, the attacking zone for Quaker Valley. Dixon over to Ryan Lotus. Adam Pilowitz, top of the right circle, takes a shot, hit off of a stick. Ryan Dixon now. Touch behind for Jimmy Perkins. That one put on goal from behind the goal. Lotus now over to Bouchard, left circle. Bouchard pitching in, takes a move, takes a shot. And that one deflected off of something on the way there.
It did hit something on the way in. Bouchard had Percival out of position.
And this one will be iced legally, as on the power play are the Quakers. 1:08 to go in the misconduct penalty, and it'll played ahead to Dixon at center red. And he's going to draw another penalty. A minute of 5-on-3 time. The hit maybe looked a bit high, and the official catching it there as Dixon draws a penalty.
The first time all day, Quaker Valley has been able to dictate the tempo offensively. This is the window of opportunity, you would have to think, for Quaker Valley. You may not get a two-man advantage. I would think, again, just the way this game's being called the rest of the day. Got to get at least one here.
Downing getting the call.
Good face-off win.
Gage Downing off for, I'm going to say, elbowing. Didn't get the official signal, but that's what it looked like. As Dixon Along the near side boards, Bouchard trying to get to it, but Higgins getting his stick in there. Dixon behind the goal. In the left wing corner, Dixon taking a shot, that one wide, glove side on Percival. Pilowitz over on the right wing. Beating this one down low for Quinn. Quinn putting that one on goal, and it almost got to Percival. Play off the boards and past Pilowitz.
Bad bounce there. That's puck luck favoring East. Pilowitz was in the right place at the right time, but the puck was not.
14 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. They'll have a minute of 5-on-4 penalty time after that, will Quaker Valley. Dixon on the left wing, over to Lotus. Played over to Pilowitz, top of the right circle. Feeding this one down low. Quinn putting that one towards goal. Blocked in front by Dwyer. 5-on-4 now for Quaker Valley for about 55 seconds as Lotus plays it over to Pilowitz in his own end, but Roberta in on the forecheck, short-handed. Pilowitz up the right wing in neutral ice, a bit past Connor Quinn. Dwyer playing this one now. And it clips off of Lotus and into the Quaker Valley zone. 35 seconds to go in the power play. 12:45 to go in the second period. It's 3-1 WC East. Puck hit off the boards and just stopped as it hit the back of the net. Percival freezes it. And right there you see some words being exchanged after the whistle.
It seems as though the Quakers have been able to do what they want on this power play in terms of X's and O's. They just can't find the net, and credit East for supporting Percival well.
In the face-off circle, Connor Quinn. One out to Pilowitz now. Top of the right circle. Takes a shot. And that one, catching a piece of it there, was Percival. Abarca throwing a check there on Berkins. Quinn behind the goal. It'll come out to the right point in Pilowitz. Pilowitz tries to put it towards goal. Good play there as it's Higgins. Higgins in neutral ice. And the power play, the 5-on-3 power play that they had for a minute, killed off. The back end of the other penalty killed off. Good start on the penalty kill here for East. And we've got another penalty coming up. Hooking the call.
And Kurt Moore would like to have a word with Higgins, and Kurt Moore has to be very careful here. Very, very careful.
And it'll be Abarca that gets the call here.
And that's a tough loss for East. This is a good opportunity for the Quaker Valley Quakers again.
One of the Vikings having a word with the official right now, trying to get clarification on everything. That was Higgins. Higgins, one of the goal scorers here. Had the second goal, the go-ahead goal for East. And they win the face-off just outside of the Quaker Valley zone. Shorthanded once more, so third opportunity on the power play for the Quakers in the second period and in the game. Over to Dixon on the left wing. Enters the attacking zone. Dixon taking it into the left wing corner. Dixon waiting for options, deciding to play it down low to Bouchard. Good stick there to knock it out, but Bouchard retrieves it. Lotus, center point, deflected by Quinn on goal. And Percival making not one, but two saves on the play.
Connor Quinn thought he had him beat, but Percival read the bounce really well.
Percival, after not being tested through most of the first period and then letting in a goal on the second shot on goal, has been very sharp since then. Face-off will be to the left of Percival as Quinn and Miller face off, and it'll be cleared up ice where Sherry will leave this one for Ryan Lotus. Lotus over to Dixon, around Miller. Dixon up the left wing. Left half wall, Dixon. Fed to Bouchard. Bouchard trying to tee that one up. It's on the side of the cage. Picked up and sent out by East to the center circle where Lotus plays it off the boards towards Quinn. Bouchard will pick up the loose puck. Bouchard taking it to the right wing corner all the way around to the left wing. Bouchard behind the goal plays it for Dixon. Dixon battling right now with Dwyer. And it's picked up by Dixon. Takes a shot. Save made by Percival with the left pad. Hitting off of Lotus at the center point and back out to neutral ice. 45 seconds to go in the power play. And here's Quinn, but Lotus able to fix that mess. As Lotus goes over now, here's Bouchard. Bouchard makes a move around a man. Otto Schaefer trying to pull the trigger on the backhand, but it's Quinn played around Schaefer to Dixon, who pinches in at the left wing corner to pick this one up. Lotus wants it. Lotus center point now. Over to Dixon. Cross ice there for Connor Quinn. Or pardon me, that is Alex Quinn, who goes over to Dixon. That one high and wide. Stick side on Percival. And this one will leave the zone with 10 seconds.
That was Dixon trying to salvage something off a busted play, and he did, but shot it wide.
Just too much on that pass from Lotus to Perkins. A little bit of extra touch, and Perkins would have had a breakaway, but we'll have a face-off now with 3 seconds to go on the power play. 10:05 to go in the second period. 3-1 East.
Well, by Quaker Valley standards, again, we're seeing a lot of oddities in this game, including a number of power play chances, and the Quakers not finding success on those chances. More great defense by East.
Perkins and Brown in the face-off circle. Perkins wins it ahead, but it'll be shot around the boards and out. Way picking this one up. Stephen Way played over towards Otto Schaefer, but it will be Colin Brown who sends it back in. Now Ward. Ward in ahead, and just able to keep that one out somehow off the try from Roberta is Parker Sherry.
If Parker Sherry had his way, well, let me put it this way. Parker Sherry looks like he wants to take the life of another human being right now. He is not happy about something, I don't know what, that happened in the crease at the end of that play, but he made the save of the game, reaching back to deny East on a yawning net. That puck had 4-1 written all over it. Nothing doing, said the shutout kid.
It was yet another one of those saves that he made when you just think, how did he do that?
Exactly.
Right now it remains a 3-1 game thanks to that save from Sherry. East with the lead, 3-1. Vikings looking to take home the Pennsylvania Cup on their side of the state. Here's Ward. That one going wide on the stick side. Picked up though by Brown. Kept in at the left point. Save made by Sherry once more. And the net coming off its moorings as charging towards the net was Real.
Sherry took a shot to the back of Ward's head when Ward was down, and now East fans, understandably so, are calling for a penalty after the whistle.
Yeah, if Sherry isn't careful here, he will end up getting a minor.
He's been very ill-tempered ever since that third goal, I think.
Well, taking a look here, the face-off's going to remain in the Quaker Valley zone. I'm not seeing any penalties here coming out of this.
And I'm surprised, quite frankly.
I think the East fans have a legitimate beef here.
I do too.
They've taken 3 minors so far, their team. One of them a misconduct. One of them off a hit that looked a little bit high, but we've seen hits similar to that go uncalled.
Now they are going to call on a roughing. And Nathan Wheel is going to serve it. And it is going to go on Parker Sherry. You were correct.
So Wheel will serve it. And you mentioned that he took a shot to the back of one of the East players' heads after the play. So 9:21 to go, and now East with a golden opportunity here to expand on their lead. Downing. Down to Higgins. Downing, right point. Higgins, right wing. Over now, here's Cleary, playing it over to the left wing. Trying to center that one in front was Abarca, who has the first, or rather one of the goals here. Higgins teeing that one up, and it took him just a little extra time, and he puts that one into the protective netting.
You nailed it. Higgins waited a split second longer to shoot it than he should have. Sherry had a tough time getting back to the other side of the net.
I think Higgins might have been trying to settle it. And they're going to bring the faceoff out because it didn't take a deflection. It was right off the stick of Higgins, so that will take the faceoff out of the zone, and we're going to drop it again.
Drew Cox visibly upset about that particular call over on the East bench.
Quinn stepping in against Higgins. Quinn winning it ahead, but Downing playing it for East into Abarca. along the near side boards. Abarca down low here for Rodier. Rodier over to the left side and Cleary. Cleary taking it behind the goal. Higgins behind there, but Lotus is going to get to it first. Higgins playing him tough though. Right there on the backhand, trying to feed that one in front. And the net coming off of its moorings, I believe. And we're going to have another whistle.
That one through Sherry's legs, through the blue paint, and out the other side. Quaker Valley getting a bounce there.
East taking this opportunity to make some changes. Bouchard and Brown in the face-off circle to the right of Parker Sherry, who has 1:06 remaining on his minor right now, being served by Nathan Wheel. There's Colin Brown, playing it to the right wing. Stewart back to Brown. Brown center point, that one hitting his man in front. Ward blocking that shot. Lots of traffic in front of Sherry and it couldn't get through. Now both teams battling in the right wing corner here. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Connor Quinn trying to get it out. Stewart keeping it in. Ward, top of the right circle, takes a shot. Glove save made by Sherry. Saw that the whole way.
He sure did. Quinn on Quinn in the defensive zone for Quaker Valley, and the Quinn and white going down at the end of that play.
So 34 seconds remaining on the minor to Sherry. 7:54 to go in the second. It's 3-1 East. Looking to expand on that. Stewart on the right half wall. Over to Brown, center point. To the left wing now. Back to Brown. Trying to set up Stewart there, unable to. Along the near side. And it'll come out of the zone. Now here's Adam Pilowitz with 15 to go. Short-handed. Pilowitz tried to make one move too many, and Colin Brown is there to pick up the puck. Now over to the opposite side, Roberta on the left wing. Behind now, Brown. Brown taking a shot, blocked in front by Dixon, in his feet. And now here's Pilowitz. Over to Perkins. Or rather, Dixon, as everybody was converging there on Pilowitz. And not able to freeze it there initially was Tyler Percival, but he's able to corral it back in. Penalty killed for Quaker Valley. 7:11 to go in the second.
Percival taking a liberty with that puck with Quaker Valley crashing, looking for a rebound. Quaker Valley not able to get a ton of traffic in front of Percival, and I'm sure to a certain extent that's part of their problems offensively here today.
Jimmy Perkins, stepping into the face-off circle. One by East. Around the left wing boards. Pilowitz unable to hold it in as Abarca sends it into the attacking zone. Rodier, that one off of the pad and as well as the stick of Sherry. Back out in neutral ice. Cleary picks it up in the referee's crease. Up the left wing. Cleary taking a shot. Sherry making the save. Just 6:48 to go in the second. We'll get an ice cut at the second intermission. 3-1 is your score. East currently in the lead over Quaker Valley. Cameron Peterkin able to win this draw against Higgins. As it's in the right wing corner, rather the left wing corner. And played out to neutral ice off the boards. Behind for Ryan Lotus in his own territory. Out now to Peterkin. Peterkin plays it to the neutral zone. Abarca sending it back behind him. Higgins now has Rodier trying to link up with him. Abarca coming into the play. Down low now, Higgins behind the goal. Lotus there as well, but it's Higgins in the left wing corner for East. Abarca not able to keep that one in, so he'll send it back in. And East having to tag up. Rodier does. Out now to Schaefer off of his skate. Back into the Quaker Valley zone. Lotus ahead now for Weston. There's Weston looking in front, and it's sticked away as he was looking to connect with Otto Schaefer.
Westchester East all day long doing a great job closing down those passing lanes, rallying all over Schaefer as Schaefer was going to the net looking for an easy one-timer.
5:53 to go in the second. It is East leading Quaker Valley 3-1. Westchester East Vikings, the Flyers Cup champions out of the Chestmont division. 19-2 record, no ties coming into this contest overall. And Quaker Valley with a 46-game winning streak coming into this game that looks in jeopardy at this point as they trail by 2 to the Gents from the East. In the right wing corner, Quaker Valley zone. Both teams digging for it. Brown coming up with it. Dwyer with a shot from the right half wall, and it will be saved by Sherry. 5:30 to go now in the second.
So now it's become kind of a chess match. Which goaltender can hang tough the longest? Parker Sherry facing his 23rd shot of the game, maybe settling down a little bit after that rough first period. The penalty notwithstanding.
Ward puts it towards goal. Couldn't find the man in front as it's along the right wing boards. Looking for it. Away for Quaker Valley. Comes out to Dwyer for WC East. Shot hit off of a skate. Now here's Bouchard up ahead. Looking for Quinn. Hit a deflection. No icing on the play. Quinn looking for Bouchard in front. Bouchard in the left wing corner. Good body checking here by East. It's Bouchard with it now. Henschke from the right point. That one high and wide on the goaltender, Percival. Quinn in the near side boards, and we will have a call coming up here. Head contact will be the penalty, and it looks very much like it will be on Quaker Valley with 4:49 to go in the second.
Connor Quinn getting a little overzealous on the forecheck. Dixon down low. Good hustle by Dixon, recognizing that it wasn't going to be icing, getting to that puck and trying to set up Bouchard right out in front for a tap-in. Not only was Percival ready, however, but the Westchester East defense was ready for that one.
Second power play opportunity of the game now for East. 0 for 1 so far with the man advantage. 4:49 remaining in the second period. It is 3-1 Vikings over Quakers. Abarkas skating through center ice. Picking it up the right wing now in the attacking zone. Trying to make a move, but it's Alex Quinn who's there to get the stick in. Downing along the near side boards. Higgins taking it out. Over to the left wing, taking a shot is Abarca. That one hits the glass behind. Out to Downing on the right point. Good stick there by Clayton Bouchard. Downing tracking back with a diving poke check of his own. Now Abarca behind for Higgins. Tries to make a move. Abarca behind the goal. Setting that one in front. Goes through the crease. At the left point, Cleary taking a shot. Good block by Perkins. Cleary gets it back. Takes another shot. That one can't get through the traffic in front. Perkins now behind his goal line. Quinn. Alex Quinn trying to use the near side boards to get it out, but it's Downing, center point. That one hit off of Ryan Lotus's back. That shot missing wide from the left point in Abarca. Higgins over to Cleary. That was Cleary and now Abarca. Cleary in the left wing corner. Rodier. Lotus tying him up. Rodier over to Abarca. Left point, takes a shot. Rebound! And Higgins puts it home!
Right place, right time. Great puck movement on the power play by Westchester East. And now the pit really gets deep for Quaker Valley.
Zach Higgins had the first goal, which tied it up, and now he has the first power play goal for the Vikings. It's 4-1 East.
Sixth goal of the postseason for Higgins. Net front presence. Quaker Valley unable to clear those bodies in front of Parker Sherry. Higgins got a rebound and he made no mistake about it.
And now the Quakers in uncharted territory throughout this season. They've rarely trailed, and I'm pretty sure they never trailed by 3 in the 2012-2013 campaign. And we got the whistle.
Sorry, Chris, they never allowed more than 3 goals until they beat Sarah Catholic on Valentine's Day. That's the one and only time it happened the entire PIHL season, tournaments and exhibition events notwithstanding. But you nailed it. Uncharted territory And I go back to something I said at the beginning of the game. East is a very fast team. Quaker Valley today has looked like a team that wasn't acutely aware of that and maybe didn't know entirely what they were walking into.
Quakers with some ground to make up here. As Way puts it towards goal. Moore trying to get a stick to it. Behind the goal now, as Peterkin looking for it, as is Moore in the right wing corner. Put around the boards, here's Way up at the left point to keep it in for Quaker Valley. Follow through, got a bit high there as Way sends it in. And sends it in fact, off of the ceiling, so we will have a face-off.
There was a high stick perpetrated by Kurt Moore that was missed and shouldn't have been. Quaker Valley getting a break.
2:49 to go in the second. And the Westchester East Vikings with the 4-1 lead over the Quaker Valley Quakers. Here's Ward, delayed penalty call coming up on Quaker Valley. So holding will be the call. And it will be the third opportunity on the power play of the period and of the game for the Vikings.
Perkins very unhappy about the call. I didn't see the hold. I saw a hit from behind. I thought that's what they were going to call.
So just 2:41 to go to the ice cut, and I think the Quakers are definitely going to want to have some time to talk things over. Some time to try and put their current game situation in perspective here. They trail by 3 in the Pennsylvania Cup Single A final. The championship game here against Westchester East. Sent the length of the ice where it'll be settled by Percival. Bouchard in shorthanded. Bouchard for Quinn. And good stick work there by Kevin Cleary. As now here's Colin Brown. Behind Brown charging through the net. Can't get it on the give and go. As now it's Downing. Downing blocked in front by Lotus, who is standing in the right face-off circle. Another check there by Lotus on Downing, and now Brown will have to go back to center ice to pick up the puck. 1:17 to go on the power play. Here's Roberta, sandwiched there along the far boards by Connor Quinn. Changes made by both teams as it's in the zone to our left. 1:02 to go on the power play as East trying to get out of their zone here. Good tough play there by Connor Quinn, shorthanded, but it is eventually out and back into attacking ice here. Ryan Dixon defensively trying to get it up the near side boards, and eventually does. With a solid penalty kill here for Quaker Valley. They've had some time in the attacking zone, and they've cleared it in short order from their own ends. 1:13 to go in the second period. Now here's Abarca, the MVP for this team, this East team throughout the Flyers Cup playoffs. Schaefer throwing the body there. A lot of jostling and physical play along the near side board. Rodier from an almost impossible angle makes it 5-1.
Break out the chapeaus. Higgins with a potential nail in the coffin goal.
And we've got
pucks to the far side. Oh boy. Drew Cox is screaming at Kevin Quinn right now. And the Westchester East coaches are calling their players to the bench. I don't think they heard them.
Well, things are very quickly getting out of control here. The score is at a point right now, 5-1. And now tempers are going with it as well.
Stewart's going to go off here for East. We know that much. In fact, he's done for the day, it looks like. And so is Ryan Lotus. Kevin Quinn's coaching staff calling the troops in. I don't believe Quaker Valley has exhausted their timeout. Now would be as good a time as any.
Just 54.5 seconds to go to the third period. Until the third period, I should say. This is the second period, so the intermission.
Disappointing that the classless behavior carries on into the east section of the stands, at least part of the section, as we hear the S word being chanted repeatedly. But in any event, a huge goal there by Higgins. With a lot of traffic in front of Parker Sherry, it was a difficult shot, and he somehow was able to pick a corner.
Was that indeed Higgins? Because I thought it might have been Rodier.
Rodier might have touched it. Higgins, I believe, shot it, and he may get an assist. You were right. Higgins will get a helper, but Rodier, they say, got the last stick on it. So cancel the chapeaus. Give me back my hat, Chris Baginski, and my sock monkey for that matter.
I've got it. I'm keeping that.
My girlfriend wants one of those, but that's neither here nor there.
So 5-1 is your score, 54.5 seconds remaining in the second. We've had quite a bit of extracurricular activity here, and it's past the stuff we typically see. You see the shoving afterwards, but we saw some punches thrown and some players rejected, as it was Ryan Lotus who went off for Quaker Valley, and I believe it was Bill Stewart who got the gate there for the game for East.
And I think that's fair. I didn't see any third man in. I didn't see anything beyond that. It was those two pretty much going at it. So send them out for the day. Don't let it get any further out of hand than it has.
I'm not quite sure if this is a timeout or if it's just an official timeout here. I didn't see any timeout in particular signaled.
The captains were talking to the officials, I think, to get the penalty straight so that they could talk to their respective teams.
So far on the board, we have a penalty for East, a 2-minute minor. So fighting, that would be worth 2-10 and a game.
Well, again, if you're looking for a silver lining, they don't have to worry about missing the next game.
That is true. Very true. So it's really putting leave it out all out on the ice.
But
into that perspective.
Sorry, Chris, but if it continues, if it perpetuates, that costs these programs money. So we don't want to see that either way.
Absolutely. We're hoping that that's all we're going to see of that. So far, just a minor on the board here for East. Looking to see if Quaker Valley gets anything extra, but it's going to be a power play here with 54.5 seconds to go in the second for Quaker Valley. Unable to capitalize. They're 0 for 3 so far in the game. Cross-checking and a call for roughing as well. So we had some coincidental minors, but an extra one made this a shorthanded opportunity here for these, shorthanded situation rather. As now here's Perkins for Bouchard. Dixon trying to settle it down, makes one move too many. Cleary was in a good spot there to try and break that up. Ward sends it the length of the ice. Just 12 seconds to go in the second. Sherry will freeze it.
Some historical perspective for our Western and Eastern audience. The last Western team to come into the Pennsylvania Cup Championships with a perfect record, Brandon Sodd's Pine Richland Rams in 2008, but they were run out of the building basically by the LaSalle Explorers as that win launched the dynastic run that LaSalle has been on right now, and we'll talk about them later today. The one team from the West to get the job done was the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils of 06, doing so against Cardinal O'Hara in the West at the RW Island Sports Center. So, not as easy as it sounds or looks, and the Quakers learning that the hard way.
Puck banged off the boards with just 3 seconds to go in the period, and 1:06 of power play time will carry over for Quaker Valley if they can escape this situation here after the play, not do anything too silly. 5-1, your score in favor of East. It's been an opponent unlike anything we've seen for Quaker Valley this year, and the scoreline indicates that.
Well, we wondered all day long, can East maintain the tempo that they set. And to their credit, they've done a very good job not taking the foot off the gas. And Quaker Valley just hasn't been able to answer back.
It's going to take 4 goals in 17 minutes to erase the deficit, and that is a tall order for any team.
I believe Quaker Valley can score 4 goals in 17 minutes because we've seen it happen. We both have. I believe Quaker Valley has enough talent to make this game 11-5 before the day's over. The question is, can they? It's been very hard for the Quakers to get anything going because, again, they just haven't been able to skate with this team like they've been able to skate with every other they've played.
And it's likely going to take quite a speech from Kevin Quinn to set everybody on the right path and come out with a third period like that, because East looking pretty dominant.
And at the same time, if you are Quaker Valley, how far can a win one for the Gipper speech get you? Because these are all very seasoned players. They've been in Penguins Cup championship games. They've been in Pennsylvania Cup championship games. They know the situation. They know they're getting their butts kicked, and they know what they have to do.
Well, we'll take a break here to cut the ice. 5-1 your score in favor of the East Vikings. And in the meantime, we'll take this opportunity to show some highlights from some earlier Trib Total Media Hockey Nights early on in this 2012-2013 season. So, East with the 5-1 lead in the Single A Pennsylvania Cup Championship. Here from the Iceworks at Aston, PA. We'll be back with the third period of play once that gets underway live here on Trib Total Media Hockey Night, presented by Rubino Productions.
Gets to the point to Graves. Graves scores! He had an eagle eye from the left point on that shot. Out in front, here's Tisdale. Shot. Score! Trevor Tisdale, how do you do? Taken away by Mazzata. However, Mazzata blasts one. Score! Craig Mazzata with a missile. Planet seizing momentum and the lead here. 9 minutes left. Out in front. Score! Max Master, still the master. Down low to McCosey from the right corner. Wrist shot off the body of Richie. Still loose to his knees. They score!
We work and just don't stop. It took us a little while to get into it, but after we got fluent and stuff, and we just kept going and hustled.
Ian Hawk Graves just playing like a maniac right now. He wants that puck and wants to do it all as the Planet score, and Ed Schwadron nets his third goal of the campaign.
1:05 to go in this penalty. Oh, and there's a great goal right there off the power play, and you can credit that one to Craig Mazzata. Shot low, that one blocked in front by Zach. Now Mazzata trying to throw that one in front, and it's a goal! Owen Vassbender looked like he got the stick to it.
Christian Knapp by far. He's the reason we're here. He's the best player on our team. I mean, he's just unbelievable in that. He's the best player.
Pillowitz centering for Connor Quinn. Quinn out in front, backhander, save made, still loose. Quakers have a turnaround try. Knapp with a glove save again! And Connor Quinn can't believe it. Neither can we. The Quakers get it back, and here's Jimmy Perkins. Perkins to the goal. Perkins with room. He shoots. Save made! Christian Knapp keeping his team in the game by a thread.
Dixon, who else to take this penalty shot?
Dixon slowly moving over the blue line. Dixon to the goal. Dixon makes his move. Denied by Christian Knapp. And Knapp just barely stopped that one.
Forward, Leach. Taking a shot from the left point and seeing that one the whole way is Christian Knapp. Over to Mazzata, right point. Mazzata teeing it up, and he scores! Craig Mazzata took the initial shot, looked like it took a deflection, but he's celebrating as if that is his. Out to Salata, left half wall, taking a shot, it deflects in! Reed Salata with the initial shot, the power play goal. We are tied at 1. Over to McCann. Shot through traffic, and it goes in! Mike McCann from the left point blasted that one and hit something in front.
We're a hardworking team. We're a great third period team. Our power play played top notch, and we just hustled and played our best.
Face off, having to be sticked away by Ragno. Smith and Swadron in the dock. Swadron! 3-1 your score, and it looks like, barring major developments, Mars is going back to console. Out Graves ahead for Master. Master on a breakaway. Max Master! 4-1. Max Master putting this game out of reach for the Hilltoppers. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Mars is heading to the Single A Penguins Cup Championship game.
I mean, I'm a freshman. I knew they go every year. I've come and watched every single one.
and I knew this year we were going to go right back. It's just the way it happened.
Well, it's not my first go around, and I just want to win one more hockey game for my senior year and get that load off my back.
Went out in front. Dixon shot. Score! Rock me, Ryan! Pilowitz in on goal. He scores! Adam Pilowitz nuzzles that nylon one more time.
It doesn't matter who we put out there, they're going to produce. So it's so nice having that, because I know I don't get many breaks, but when I do, I know that they'll be out there backing me up.
Pepe was playing with a position player stick for a moment there, and the Quaker Valley Quakers take advantage and they score, and I believe this is going to be Otto Schaefer. Goals in the process. Dixon fakes a shot, comes back, his wrister, he scores! A sweet shot where Mama puts the sugar! The Quakers one-touch this puck for Quinn. Dixon shoots, scores! Ryan Dixon! Hit that horn, baby. Let's dance. Quaker Valley gets a clean face-off win. Centering pass for Dixon. One-timer score! Rock me, Ryan! A power play goal 7 seconds into the opportunity.
It's a little bit scary. I mean, every game you're in the net, they kind of rely on you to be the last line of defense. It's kind of scary, but you know what? I take that role and I take possession of it, and I take pride in being a defending state champ with Quaker Valley.
Kelly with an opportunity in on Sherry. He shoots, denied by Parker Sherry, and it goes out of play. Squadron pulling up in the left corner. One-timer, save made, rebound, still loose. Backhander by Schwartz, can't get it through Parker Sherry. And the puck might have gone in, but it was after the whistle. Nice pass there by McCann. Masters wrist shot, denied by Parker Sherry, and Sherry not to be outdone with a nifty blocker save. Resetting to Wachowski. Wachowski wrist shot, wide of Sherry, rebound, Miller on inside the net. And does he score? No, he does not. It is not all the way across the goal line.
We lost Kevin Kenny, Luke O'Neill, Jason Lotus on offense. I mean, a lot of our guys stepped up. Jimmy, Adam, and Connor's line, they stepped up a lot, and I think that's what's really helping us.
Lotus pulling up to the off wing, wrist shot, score! Lotus is blossoming here at Blade Runners. To Bouchard, back to Dixon. Dixon makes his move. Dixon shooting. Score! Pay the man, Shirley! Perkins down low. Turnaround try. Pilowitz trying to set it up. He can't. Shot. Score! Jimmy Perkins with a little chicken wing.
Our best defense is our offense, so we got to work and keep back. We have a strong defense back there.
Pilowitz. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard dangling. Bouchard on the backhand. Shoots. Score! It's the Rocket Bouchard show! Schaefer letting that puck go for Ryan Dixon. Dixon from the left circle. Wrist shot. Score! Rock me, Ryan! Quaker Valley had that puck in the containing zone, Chris, for the entire time on that power play. That's just unbelievable. And they score! Ryan Dixon, let's do lunch. The Quaker Valley Quakers make it 45 in a row. Will number 46 come at the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins? We shall see.
We were losing badly the first couple years, my freshman and sophomore year, but ever since then we've been sticking with it, playing them tough, and now we're finally starting to get the wins back, and it honestly feels real good.
Our goal is a state championship, to repeat what we did last year. We still haven't won anything. We've made it. We haven't won a Penguins Cup or a state championship yet, so we still need to keep improving, keep playing well if we want to achieve our goal.
I grew up here, and it's really important for me to make sure that I stand up for the people of Western Pennsylvania. The work that we do is not to just go out and win awards or make names for ourselves, but it's to go out and actually do things that are going to make this region better and actually help the people who live here. What's the truth? What's honest? What's accurate? Our job in the newsroom is just to tell these stories honestly and accurately so that readers can take the information and go out and make their own decisions.
The Trib. Get it right. Now.
It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Trib Total Media. Get it right now. Call 1-800-909-TRIB to subscribe or visit us online at triblive.com. You're watching Hockey Night, presented by Trib Total Media on the PIHL Network, produced by Rubino Productions.
And welcome back here to the Iceworks in Aston, PA, site of the Pennsylvania Cup Championships. Right now it's the single A game, second intermission, and it is 5-1 Westchester East over Quaker Valley right now. Matt Popchak, just describe how this game has gone.
Well, it was Quaker Valley striking an early blow when we didn't think they would. Jimmy Perkins on just the second shot of the game for Quaker Valley scoring to make it 1-0 Quakers. 5 unanswered for Westchester East, including a couple in the second period. Second of the game from Higgins, his 6th of the entire playoffs, and the 4th from Chris Rodier, as officials ruled that he got the last stick on the Higgins shot toward the end of that second period. A power play goal for the Vikings, and West or East, we certainly don't wish ill of any of the teams we cover, but it's apropos to say that in journalism, in the world of electronic media in general, you root for the story, and the story of Quaker Valley, that 46-game unbeaten streak, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a fun story to follow, and on some level disappointing that the story, barring large developments, looks like it's going to come to an end today. You certainly would have wanted to see the Quakers put up a little bit better of a fight, which leads me into my point for the third period. Quaker Valley, they may not be in a position to win this game, but if I am Kevin Quinn, I'm telling them, finish with all you've got. Let's at least finish strong, show the East and the West one more time what Quaker Valley hockey is all about. Have a good period. Again, make the game look more respectable than it is right now, because in the second period, I think Westchester East lost a little bit of respect for Quaker Valley. They got a couple goals, and Quaker Valley emotionally started to fall apart. Lotus, one of their top two-way players, getting ejected from the game, and I'm sure Parker Sherry, when he looks back at the game tape of this one, is just in general going to want to have this one back. So if you're Quaker Valley, you're preaching just a strong finish, regardless of what the scoreboard says.
So it's going to be, we hope, an interesting third period of play, because if you want to talk about journalism and electronic media, we always root for a good game, more so than everything. So we want to see a very entertaining third period hockey. Everybody here wants to see a very entertaining third period, and Quaker Valley wants to get a few goals back here, if not all 4.
Yeah, and sometimes in sports there really isn't a whole heck of a lot of explanation, and I think we've covered it pretty well. East coming out with a lot of skill that obviously Quaker Valley, being a Western team, isn't familiar with, and East has a lot of team speed, and Quaker Valley at the outset of this game didn't look entirely prepared for that, and that's not an indictment of Kevin Quinn or his coaching staff. They're a very prepared bunch. Kevin Quinn has his hands on everything that goes on with the Quaker Valley program, but expecting it is one thing, and actually going out and having to play against it is something else. And again, the Quakers just have not been able to match physically or speed-wise the Westchester East Vikings here today, and I think that's why Westchester East finds themselves a period away from a state title.
Whenever the period resumes, Quaker Valley will have 1:06 remaining on a power play. And in case you couldn't guess, the home team is about to take the ice.
And as they do, I'd like to remind our audience that Rubino Productions has been sponsoring live coverage of the Pennsylvania Cup Championships here on Trib Total Media Hockey Night on the PIHL Network. And you can follow Rubino Productions online at rubinoproductions.com for more information. Rubino Productions, serving the community in ways you haven't imagined. And as long as we're keeping house, I'd like to remind our friends in the East, you can follow, if you want to know more about Western hockey, follow the PIHL Network on Twitter, at PIHL Network. Follow our great producer and photographer, John Rubino, on Twitter at Hey Rubino. If you want to buy a DVD of today's game, he'll answer all your questions you have about that. Follow me at MPopchak, MPOP as in popcorn, CH as in Charlie, OCK. Follow Chris on Twitter at capital C, capital A, Baginski, BAG as in bag, INSKI. We're all very sociable, and we love hearing from all of you. West, East, up, down, north, south, central. Just hashtag it PA Cup so we can join the conversation.
And my handle is always good for snarky sports commentary and stuff about pop culture and everything too.
Especially on European football. Football. Is it football or football?
It's football.
Football. Okay. Thought so. You're an Arsenal fan, I believe, yes?
I am. They're not doing too well. And welcome back here to Aston, PA, and the Ice Works for Period 3 of the Single A Pennsylvania Cup Championship. Right now, Quaker Valley entering this contest with 46 consecutive wins, looking for back-to-back Pennsylvania Cup titles. Right now, they are trailing 5-1 to, well, a team that looks like the Beasts of the East, the Westchester East Vikings. Played a great game so far, needless to say, and now just trying to close this game out while the Quakers trying to get back into this one. Chris Baginski alongside Matt Popchop here for Trib Total Media Hockey Night, presented live by Rubino Productions. And we're about ready to get underway as Abarca and Bouchard face off in the center circle, and it's Perkins backwards to Quinn now. Ahead to Perkins, kicked ahead to Clayton Bouchard. Up the right wing, ahead for Perkins. And not able to connect. Missed it by that much as Quinn down low now to Bouchard.
Maxwell Smart would corroborate you. Perkins, man, he was painfully close to making this a 5-2 game. And that would have been the start that Quaker Valley desires.
Dixon in the right wing corner, 35 seconds to go in the power play to open this period for Quaker Valley. They're 0 for 3 so far. And Dixon gets it taken off of his stick and sent the length of the ice. Gage Downing, the one breaking up that play.
One thing we need to talk about is the gap control of Westchester East on the power play. It's been superb as a turnover is forced, but the Vikings come in offside. In that respect, I think Quaker Valley is being beaten at its own game. Usually they're the team taking away space from offensively gifted teams, but the skate on the other foot today.
Third period just underway, 17 seconds to go in the power play for Quaker Valley. Carryover penalty time from the second period. Some extracurriculars breaking out. 2 players ejected. Stewart for Westchester East, Lotus for Quaker Valley. And Perkins touching that one ahead, but not past Brown. Quinn. Connor, that is, past Alex Quinn. Jimmy Perkins pushes it ahead. And now here is Connor Quinn. Lenore breaking that one up, meanwhile. Sent in. And that will do it for the penalty time now. Back to even strength. Quaker Valley 0 for 3 on the power play, or rather 0 for 4 now. Back the other way comes Brown, taking a shot, and making the save there is Parker Sherry with the glove.
And there's a new man between the pipes
Jonathan
for Quaker
PR,
Valley,
indeed.
yes.
Saw the 4 and figured.
PR, undefeated during the regular season, also with, I believe, at least 1 shutout to his credit. And a very capable backup who hasn't seen playing time since the regular campaign. Since the Outdoor Charity Series game, in fact, which until today was the closest Quaker Valley had come to losing.
Right now, unless something changes, they are pretty close as they trail by 4 here in the third period. Still early in said period, but they're going to have to start chipping away. Off of Moore's stick. Angstad over in the corner now for East. And it comes out and back the other way comes Higgins of East. Higgins and Weston now. Weston for the Quakers meeting, and Henschke behind his own goal. Abarca over in the right wing corner, digging for it with Moore. It is Abarca who comes out with it. Over in the right wing, takes it all the way out to the point. Abarca taking a shot, looked like it's in off of Rodier, his own man in front. Rodier and Way in front, as Henschke in the right wing corner, digging for it. And picking it up now for Quaker Valley is Adam Stanley. Moore over on the far side of his own zone. Ahead for Stanley, past him. Downing now in his own zone for Westchester East. Cut out there by Weston. And Stanley can't break up that pass as Downing uses the boards to get it up ice. Shots 30-12 in favor of the Vikings. Score 5-1 also in advantage of the Vikings. Henschke behind his goal. Great forecheck put on here by the Vikings. Westchester East looking to take home the 2013 Pennsylvania Cup Championship. Montague puts it in. Cleary behind his own goal line in the corner. Schaefer finishing his check. And it'll be Lenore who comes up with it. Ahead, Quinn off the stick of Ward, and in fact out of the zone. Ward coming in offside with 13:27 to go in the third period.
Again, can't say it enough. Really impressed with the overall skill level and hockey awareness, even in the intangibles of Westchester East today, as we see some Latrobe fans filing into the building. Latrobe going to be taking on Parkland, the de facto Flyers Cup champion, because the official Flyers Cup champion, Cherokee, is a New Jersey school and therefore ineligible to participate in today's festivities. So that's coming up later. But I really thought it would take something Herculean. It would take something extraordinary to find a team out there with the skill and smarts and speed and what have you to match with the Quakers, and East has proven they've had it.
Connor Quinn couldn't make the move around Angstad, so back the other way come the Vikings now. Higgins over to Abarca. That one in his skates. And over on the near side boards of the Quaker Valley zone. Out to neutral ice. Dwyer with a D-to-D pass to Angstad. Ahead now for Higgins, but it comes back to Angstad. Now Rodier. Out to the neutral zone. Connor Quinn, Jimmy Perkins up the left wing. Behind now for Quinn. Quinn behind the goal, James in front, and Quaker Valley has got a goal. Jimmy Perkins in front, puts it in.
Right place, right time. A good set play run by Quaker Valley. The only time in the game, really, that the Vikings have been caught napping defensively, and Perkins lifted it beyond Percival. You don't need to get 4 in a row. You just need to get one. Like you said, you just need to chip away. Quakers chip away.
12:35 remaining in the third. 5-2 now the score. Perkins responsible for both of the Quaker Valley goals. And showing some signs of life. Played ahead past Downing into the east zone to our right. Downing, Moore finishing his check but getting knocked down. Along the near side boards is Brown. A lot of checking in that right wing corner. Comes out to Wheel on the right point. Lenore in the left wing corner trying to get it out. Ward will help it along, but Dixon able to pinch in and just keep it in. Sent out now where Way meets it at center red. And taken out by Ryan Dixon. Dixon has 6 goals in the Penguins Cup playoffs. He'd love to get one here in the Pennsylvania Cup Championship. But Way in the referee's crease along with Roberta. Back the other way. Good move there by Brown to step around the man. That was Dixon. Sent down though by Wheel. Now Weston around Ward over to Schaefer in the opposite corner. Pinching in there and putting the shot wide was Zach Bowe. Now here's Wheel. Touched ahead by Otto Schaefer. Schaefer in alone there. Weston trailing the play. Gets into the attacking zone. Changes being made by Quaker Valley right now. Skated out and put in wide on the stick side to Jonathan PR, who came in at the beginning of the third period of play to switch things up for this Quaker Valley team. As we mentioned, has several wins to his credit as well as a shutout on the year, so very capable backup. And here's Miller into the zone. Quaker Valley zone, that is Connor Quinn picking it up now. And Brian Quinn there to match him up. Now here's Clayton Bouchard with some pace. Bouchard throws it in front, and drawing a penalty call was Perkins, who charged hard towards the net. Quaker Valley with a chance on the power play, tripping the call.
Pretty obvious one there. Quaker Valley, well, I said win the period. If you can't win the game, they're winning the period right now. They're getting to the net. They're getting some good pressure on Troy Percival on the other end. And good hustle by the sauce line. Bouchard and Dixon drew the penalty.
It'll be Angstad that sits down. Jeff Angstad, the junior defenseman, has 2 assists on the Flyers Cup playoffs. There's Perkins winning it from the left half wall. Taking the shot right off the draw and kicked back in by Pilowitz on the left point. In there in front, that shot turned away and up ice now. Now short-handed. Here's Abarca. Abarca ahead of everybody. And he scores! A short-handed goal from Jesse Abarca.
And that's a pretty exceptional individual effort by a pretty exceptional player. Abarca has really put the Vikings on his back in the Flyers Cup playoffs and here today in the Pennsylvania Cup Championship with a shorthanded goal that, now for all intents and purposes, could be the dagger for the Quakers.
The Quakers had scored earlier on in the period courtesy of Perkins, but it's Abarca with his second goal of the game and his sixth of the playoffs. It's now 6-2 in favor of East.
Somebody on the East bench just got teed up, so Quaker Valley's going to have a two-man advantage.
For a minute 44, that shorthanded goal just coming 16 seconds into the penalty.
And it is Abarca going off, I believe. How about that?
Well, that's a strange twist there. Not quite sure what happened, obviously. We can't hear what's being said on the ice.
It happened during, if I'm reading the lips of my producer, John Rubino, correctly, it happened right after the goal celebration, actually. It didn't necessarily happen on the bench, so I stand corrected, Chris.
So it might have been taunting that got it for him. As Connor Quinn over to Pilowitz. Quinn to Quinn, and shutting the door there was Percival.
Fanned on the shot.
Now Pilowitz over to Quinn, and he scores! Power play goal from Alex Quinn. And there will still be a minute 37 of power play time remaining. 6-3 now your score.
Quinn, a talented defensive defenseman, not normally one to get involved in the offense. Though he certainly took a shot from the left point that seemed to fool Percival. And he just wasn't able to grab it out of the air in time. So Westchester East with a beautiful breakaway goal credited to Abarca, but Quaker Valley, they keep punching and they have a lot of answers here in this third period.
And the goals effectively canceled out. That was a short-handed goal, then a 5-on-3 because of the celebration of the goal, followed by a goal scored to make it 5-on-4 once more. So we're basically right back where we are. East with a 3-goal advantage midway through the third period. 9:28 to go in the third, and it's Ward short-handed right now in the attacking zone to our left. Ward down on the puck. And Perkins and the goal scorer, Alex Quinn, trying to get it out of him, but we're going to have a stoppage in play and a face-off.
And I don't think you can question the effort of either team here today, but I certainly think in this third period, the want-to of Quaker Valley has gone up a notch as they very nearly got a fourth goal at the other end.
Face-off, one back to Alex Quinn. Over now, Ryan Dixon. Down low for Clayton Bouchard in the left wing corner. Up to the half wall and Dixon. Pilowitz just holding that one in, putting it towards goal. Alex Quinn, who had the most recent goal for Quaker Valley in the right wing corner. Clayton Bouchard directly behind the goal. Right in front! And scoring is, guess who? Ryan Dixon!
Rock me, Ryan! And suddenly, it's a 2-goal game. There is only one team in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania that could do what's happening right now. They're here, and they're doing it.
8:56 to go in the third. It's a 2-goal game, 6-4. Ryan Dixon, and a timeout called by Drew Cox of the Vikings, and he wants to try and settle the troops down here.
And Dixon on the Quaker Valley bench eliciting the Quaker Valley fans off to our left for noise. They haven't had a lot to cheer about in this game. That, however, has changed rapidly. Nice effort down low by Dixon. Those are the kind of plays that Quaker Valley wasn't able to pull off in the first two periods because the Vikings were marking them just too well. They were suffocating them defensively. Westchester East has maybe backed off a little bit in the third, and the Quakers again, they've just kept on coming. They've kept on working, and so here we are, still a hockey game.
That was your big question, Matt, was whether or not they could keep up this intensity and this pace throughout the game. From what you've seen, has the third period, has it been the same for them, or are they beginning to ratchet back a bit?
I think Quaker Valley, if they're not exceeding it, they're doing a better job matching it. And I do think East, it's human nature. When you have a 5-1 lead as opposed to a 2-1 lead, you just don't play with the same urgency that you would otherwise.
6-4 your score. Westchester East had 5 unanswered at one point. Quaker Valley has 3 goals in the third period. Now here's Rodier up the left wing, taking a shot, trying to deflect that one past PR, couldn't link up with the man in front. That man in front, in fact, was Higgins, who already has a pair of goals in this game. Now out to neutral ice. Moore touching this one ahead. No icing. Lenore will play this one. Moore in on the forecheck. Up the near side. Abarca. Schaefer and Peterkin teaming up, but Abarca is just going to put this one where it'll be chopped down by Rodier at his own blue line. Pilowitz up the right wing. Moore with it now. Here's Moore over towards Perkins, who had the first goal of this third period. Perkins, or actually the first 2 goals, it should be said, of the game for Quaker Valley. As Moore behind his goal, sending that one in front. Perkins trying to settle it. It is in a sea of legs there, not quite out. Quinn, Alex Quinn, who had one of the goals here in the third period. Pilowitz in his own zone off of Abarca's skate. Abarca checked by Perkins. Abarca tries to set it up. It hits off of Pilowitz. Behind is Ward. And now here's Alex Quinn. Chopped down, but it gets through to Bouchard, trying to play it ahead. Here's Angstad in his own zone. Bouchard behind the cage. Here's Perkins trying to settle it down. Perkins loose in front, and it was gloved away there. Henschke now tracking back.
That was the right decision by Henschke. You don't want to give them anything cheap the other way.
Bouchard with a shot from a tight angle. That one shrugged away by Percival. And the puck going out of play and right near our broadcast position as it goes out.
I have enough souvenirs, thank you.
Now you're just looking for a sock monkey.
Exactly. We may see one. We've seen a lot of strange things in this third period. Game ain't over yet.
7:04 to go in the third. 6-4 East with the lead over Quaker Valley here in the Single A Pennsylvania Cup Championship. And this one high above Henschke on the right point and out. Stephen Way back in his own zone, tracking back over now to Henschke. Played over to Bouchard in neutral ice. Now Perkins up the right wing. Jimmy Perkins taking a shot. Percival shrugged away, then stripped away into the corner. Well done by him. As Perkins ahead for Quinn. Quinn knocks on his wall. Connor Quinn. Perkins centering this one in front. Bouchard can't field it on the backhand. And he goes down.
Penalty coming up on East.
Big check by Gage Downing, and we have a delayed penalty call from the trail official in the neutral zone. And we'll see who gets the gate here. Judging by how some of the fans around us are reacting, Quaker Valley might have another chance on the power play.
6:30, a lot of time for Quaker Valley to score 2 goals to tie this game. And again, that power play, which has clicked already in this third period, gets another opportunity. Really good job, though, by the Westchester East defense, giving up the body time and time again to prevent some good chances down low by the Quakers.
We'll indeed have a minor, and Ryan Dixon, Connor Quinn, the entire Quaker Valley bench is throwing their hands up trying to get Quaker Valley fans back in the game, and it looks like somebody's going off. Did you Pat Ward, one of the assistant captains, was taken off of the ice. He's was told to go to the locker room, so it appears he's done for the game, or at least a 10-minute misconduct.
I'd elaborate further, but it is deafening in here right now. Quaker Valley fans really revving it up on the other side.
After being fruitless throughout the game, 2 power play goals for this power play unit. Gets another chance for Quaker Valley now. Behind the goal, Clayton Bouchard looking for Dixon. Adam Pilowitz over on the left point. Pilowitz putting it towards goal. Dixon trying to deflect that past Bouchard. Or rather Percival, I should say. Bouchard in on the play. Pilowitz from the left point. And Dixon jabbing away at it. Loose in front, in the skates. Quinn winning that one towards goal. Hit off of something. Dixon with the backhander. That's wide. Percival might have caught a piece of it.
That close. Dixon put it off the side of the net.
Pilowitz, center point. Sending that one for Dixon. That one's wide. Percival looks a little out of sorts at the moment. Quinn. Over to the left point and Pilowitz. Good save there by Percival. And now Higgins. Skying that one past Pilowitz, but Alex Quinn tracking back one of the goal scorers over to Pilowitz now. 1:04 to go in the power play, 5:33 in regulation time. 6-4 your score, the Vikings with the lead. Now here's Clayton Bouchard for Quinn. Delayed penalty call coming up. It's going to be another 5-on-3 for 55 seconds. And the drama and the tension, everything keeps building with 5:24 to go in the third.
I don't care if Quaker Valley does lose this game. You got to be kidding me with the ending to this thing. A 5-1 game after 2, turning into a 6-4 nail-biter. And nobody's going to have any fingers left after this one on either side, I don't think.
And a timeout has been called by Kevin Quinn, and it's worth pointing out, Matt, that this is in the first period. The officiating crew from a penalty standpoint was virtually non-existent, and now really calling quite a few penalties here.
Well, you want to see consistency. It's that old saying, call it both ways. They've called it both ways, but they just weren't calling it at all.
So here is your current game situation. 6-4, the Westchester East Vikings with the lead right now. 3 goals have been scored by Quaker Valley in this period. They now have 55 seconds of a 5-on-3. One of the goals in this period was off of a 5-on-3. One of the other goals was off the back half of that 5-on-3. Whenever they were killing off the second portion of that penalty. Jonathan PR pointing to the Quaker Valley supporters, trying to get this into this game. I'd say they're into it.
We see the hashtag Dope Nasty sign from Clayton Bouchard's t-shirt that he wore during the Penguins Cup semifinal round and presumably championship game as well. Again, that half of the building was dead as a doornail for 2 periods. Remarkable how things have changed.
Connor Quinn steps into the face-off top. Controlled behind now. Sent in front for Bouchard. Perkins trying to chop that one down. And we've got a call as the goaltender was sent down on the play. It might be a crease violation there. Percival, somebody got checked into him, it looked like, and the goal came off of its moorings as well.
The net was dislodged. That's the call, although I also thought it could have been a high stick on Quaker Valley.
So face-off will remain in the zone. Perkins along the far half wall. Brown battling hard with him. In the left wing corner, Gage Downing picking it up. He's getting tied up, though. Several Quakers coming into the play. Clayton Bouchard, one of them.
Really good work there by Downing down low.
Well done by Connor Quinn, up to Alex Quinn. Adam Pilowitz, top of the right circle. Alex Quinn, Pilowitz, top of the right circle. Right there on the goal line, trying to set up with Connor Quinn, and past Alex Quinn on the left point with 15 seconds to go on the 5-on-3.
That was a great read by Brown. Saw it all the way, and a big clear for the Vikings.
Now Quinn, Alex that is, nearly running into Perkins. Sent up the length of the ice. The first penalty will expire. 1:04 to go on the traditional 5-on-4 power play. 4:25 to go in regulation time. 6-4 your score in favor of East. VR behind his net. Setting it up for Pilowitz.
Colin Brown, the talented senior, having a monster shift on the front end of the 2-man advantage.
Clayton Bouchard can't get past Higgins. Higgins' clearance. Can't get past Perkins, but eventually does, as PR will have to settle it down. Dangerous pass there as Quinn hitting off the forechecking Abarca. Perkins doing what he can to keep it in. Can't quite do that. As now here's Ryan Dixon. Dixon stepping around a man. Ryan Dixon stepping around Abarca now. Dixon towards Connor Quinn. Quinn going down as he ran into the man.
He could slam a revolving door. What a move by Dixon.
Pilowitz in the right wing corner. Sent cross ice there for Ryan Dixon. Sent to the left point. Quinn can't chop it down. And penalty time will expire. 3:25 to go in the third period. Higgins sending this one in. 6-4 is your score in favor of the Vikings.
A lot of credit to the PK for Westchester East, and the fans recognize that. They're letting them know it. did all the little things right as the Quakers mounted their attack.
Rodier in on the forecheck. Pilowitz in his own zone trying to get it ahead. Miller keeping it in. Pilowitz around the boards now, out to neutral ice, where Downing will meet it at the red line. Sent back in to the attacking zone for East. Schaefer settling it down. Now here's Moore. Moore taking a shot. Good stick there by Cleary to deflect it out. 2:43 to go in the third. 6-4. East with the lead over Quaker Valley.
Lots of stick on puck. That's how you defend skilled players, and that's how you defend those long-range shots. Westchester East, I said early on, they went to a level Quaker Valley couldn't match. I thought they backed off that level a bit. Quaker Valley exploited that. I think Westchester East, since that penalty kill, has rediscovered that level.
Peterkin stepping in against Brown. It's one back to Wheel. Wheel takes a shot. Rising puck. Goes all the way to Way on the left point. Sending it in deep for Peterkin. Left wing corner looking in front. Schaefer with a nice move, but he can't quite put that on his forehand. Wheel puts it down low. Peterkin behind the goal. Up to the left point and Way in his skates. Settling it. Top of the left circle. Way with the shot. It's right there in front. Save was made there by Percival.
Percival looked a little shaken up. Sorry, Chris.
Way can't keep it in on the left point, so he'll send it back in, and Quaker Valley will have to tag up with 2:07 to go in the third now.
I am keeping one eye on Parker Sherry for these final 2 minutes. Or Jonathan PR, excuse me.
Still in the goal as Wheel will clean up in his own zone. Now here's Higgins. No, Higgins is offside. He'll have to tag up. Now Way. 1:50 to go. 2-goal deficit for Quaker Valley. 2-goal advantage for Westchester East. Wheel behind his goal. Clayton Bouchard playing it off the boards to neutral ice. Rodier finishing his check on Jimmy Perkins. And now Westchester East just trying to possess this puck as long as they can. Connor Quinn sending it into the goal, sending it into the
PR off.
PR coming off, extra attacker coming on. It's Ryan Dixon. Higgins trying to get it out. Dixon arrives just in the nick of time, or does he? No, just offside.
It was a close call, but it was the right call.
Saw just the slightest shade of white between that puck and the blue line. And that'll set up the faceoff outside. PR will remain on the bench. Dixon, the extra attacker, remaining on. And now Pilowitz up ahead to Perkins. 6-4 your score in favor of East. Perkins takes a shot.
Nice block by Downing.
In stereo, where available. Higgins playing that one towards Quinn. And now Pilowitz in his own zone. Less than a minute to play. Pilowitz tries to get it past Rodier. And Rodier offside. So Westchester will take their dear sweet time to tag up, as you do. Bouchard skating in up the right wing. Bouchard trying to settle that one. Downing blocking the centering pass. Behind the goal, looking for it. Up to the left point, and Alex Quinn. Over to Adam Pilowitz. Pilowitz skating on top of the right circle. Takes a shot, blocked in front. Believe that was Downing once more. Trying to jam it in, and the net! It's in! It's a goal!
The net was off. I don't know if this is going to count.
That was my initial thought, Matt. That official, the trail official, did not signal. The man on the play pointed to the puck. It did look off, but it looks like it's going to count.
Quaker Valley got a call there. They did.
I was looking at the net. Who got the goal?
I think it might have been Schaefer, and I'm taking a random guess in there because there were 2 or 3 Quaker Valley bodies in the crease trying to jam that puck between the legs of Percival.
24.4 seconds to go. It's a 1-goal game. Quaker Valley trailing 6-5 here. The Pennsylvania Cup coming down to the final seconds, and this one cleared up ice. No icing on the play. Quinn could have played that, ruled the officials. Now Pilowitz. Dixon to Bouchard. Bouchard puts it towards goal. Perkins can't muscle in. And there you have it. Westchester East, the Beasts of East, your 2013 Pennsylvania Cup champions. A
great effort today by the Vikings, and again, you've got to give them a lot of credit. a lot of intangibles that the Quaker Valley Quakers had a tough time matching. Quaker Valley, to their credit, did what I said they had to do. A terrific third period and an inspirational way for them to close out their season, even though obviously it doesn't end in a win. At the end of the day, that tough start and that onslaught early in the game, just a little bit too much for the Quakers to overcome. So they will end at 25-1. Westchester East will end, including playoff wins, at 24-2 overall. Not a huge upset. A paper upset for sure, because Quaker Valley had the perfect record, but a hard-earned victory by Westchester East, the team that beat the Quakers 5 years ago for their last state championship.
Oh, this is a game that, for different reasons, both teams are going to think about for a while. Westchester East looked like they had this game done, dusted, and sent.
And the QV fans giving the players a nice applause here, and Quaker Valley, and again, further historical perspective, Class A, as you take a macro view of the Pennsylvania Cup Championship, in recent years hasn't fared very well in these games. The one team from the West to consistently buck that trend was Quaker Valley. So if we are talking about them again a year from now, don't be surprised.
Naturally, the handshake line, the hockey tradition, we see it in the NHL level after every playoff series. We see it after pretty much every game in high school hockey, and this is a game where I think every player needs to shake hands, every coach, because it was a battle. It was interesting. It had all the drama you would want from a postseason game, from the postseason game, the championship game of the state, the last game either of these teams play. And the Pennsylvania Cup, after a stop-off in Quaker Valley, comes back east.
And again, playoff hockey, not just about skill. We know both these teams have that. It's about matchups. And Quaker Valley running into a very, very difficult matchup here today. Again, a hard-fought victory by the Vikings. Certainly a heartbreaker for the Quakers as we see some long faces on the silver medal line, but they're going to wear those silver medals momentarily, and then we'll have the gold medal presentation as well to the new state champions, the Westchester East Vikings. And if you're watching on tape delay, Chris Baginski, you'll be down on the ice talking to them. So Godspeed.
Audible, you're going. I want you to run the camera.
Correction. I will be going on the ice to talk to the victorious Vikings. I'm spoiled here at the network. They're doing me all kinds of favors at the last second. T-shirts, interviews, you name it. Take us home, Chris.
Absolutely. Matt Popchak will have a few words with the victorious Westchester Vikings. Westchester East, known simply as East to a lot of people, can be known by another term now, champions.
Go ahead and run the camera, especially whenever these guys are out there. Just let it go, let the celebration start. Let's get out of here. Go that way, down and around. Go, go, go. I need my headphones. Go. It's not really set up. Yeah, you're kidding me. Wow. Yeah? Is that Sam here? This is up there on the front.
what can be said for that game. Dramatic, certainly memorable, quite a few moments of controversy. We saw very few penalties throughout the early portion of the game, and then quite a few towards the end. It seems to be a game in which two separate games have been joined as one, in which Western Bruins controlled the first part of the game. Quaker Valley came back for the second, but the scoreboard at the end went 6-5 in favor of West Tuscaloosa. And that is why they are the 2013 Pennsylvania Cup champions. Nice compliment to 2013 Flyers to the team as well. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Quaker Valley. The Penguins Cup champions for a great season, great couple of seasons actually. Their winning streak will end with a very robust 46, and the quest to start a new one for them begins next season in the fall. So for all of us here at the PIHL Network, always brilliant broadcast partner Matt Mockchuk, wrapping interviews right now. Producer John Rubino, executive producer commissioner of the Pennsylvania Hockey League, Ed Sam. And for our sponsors, Trip Total Media and Rubino Productions, I'm Chris Baginski. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching the tape delay version, and Mockchuk will have interviews with some of the victorious Vikings players. If not, and you're watching live, and stick around for the AA Pennsylvania Cup Championship coming up next, and the AAA Pennsylvania Cup Championship. I'm Chris Baginski. So long.